Hey guys, Jarell here, back with our reactions to Fringe when I went to episode 14 of season 3. Now then, last episode was over there with Olivia, and her case ended up bringing out the fact that she was pregnant with Peter's kid. And unfortunately it was the same episode that her boyfriend Frank had also asked her to marry him, and he was the one who found out first, pretty much by doing that sonogram, checking that she didn't have the virus. So cut a long story short, she got home, he's already moved out, took all his stuff, and he's gone. And it's also at the same time given Walternut a possible piece of leverage now that she's pregnant with his grandson to get Peter back. God only knows what's going to happen next, but I have a horrible feeling that this episode is going to be back over here and they're going to make us wait. Let's go find out. This is episode 14.
Evening, Mrs. Marcello. Where are you heading?
Schrodinger Hotel on Flatbush.
Well, you're not leaving too, are you?
I can't take it anymore, Jimmy. I haven't slept in weeks.
Come on, it's not that bad.
Yet. And I'm not sticking around to find out how bad it's gonna get. I'm not spending another minute in this building.
What's in those?
Okay?
I don't know. What's it, some type of barbecue? Oh my God! Get my bird!
Oh, she's joking.
An allergic reaction. Go get Chris.
Sylvia can't breathe. She needs her purse. It's with her coat.
You're corner of Flatbush.
What the hell? Hey?
You know, Walter, whatever's happening between Olivia and I, or not happening as the case may be, is really between us. Well, you're right. I mean, I haven't told you everything. Mostly because I didn't think that you...
That I could handle it?
I know that you struggle with trust issues, that you have a difficult time letting people in.
Well, I'm struggling because the reasons are real. I'm not making them up.
I know.
6 people attending a party on the 7th floor fell to their deaths last night.
How?
1 second they were standing on the balcony, next second they were hitting the sidewalk.
But they all jumped?
Like a flash mob.
I don't think these people jumped.
You're right. And even if they just went over the railing,
Be
they
further
would have
out.
Farther out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. How do 6 people fall through a solid floor?
Yeah.
Ghosts. Apparently, the residents think that the Rosencrantz building is haunted.
Any ideas, Walter?
I know what's happening here. 10 times I've flipped this coin, and 10 times I've gotten heads.
That's impossible.
Fairly inconceivable. The laws of physics are being disrupted here. The balcony. Here 1 second, gone the next.
What are you saying, Walter?
That like the other universe, our world is starting to come apart at the seams. And the tear is beginning right here. Digital spectrometer, radiological survey meter. We need to track any irregularities.
Walter.
Do you remember the chemical attack on the commuter bus some years ago?
Yeah, it was one of our first cases.
I want the case file, and I want my lab notes for the case, please.
You're kidding.
He wants us to stay here.
I mean, he knows it's 12 degrees out here.
He said to stay close in case we have any last-second calibrations.
You know when you were talking earlier about what it felt like when you thought you were with me? I want to know what that feels like.
Oh.
Olivia. Look, whatever that was, if you think that it's a mistake...
Peter, you glimmered that this isn't just about her. It was, but I think that this is me. I think that I'm stopping us. Maybe I'm just incapable of being vulnerable.
Peter? Are you getting these readings? What's happening?
I don't know. I'll call you right back.
Jesus. It's the old woman's apartment.
Who was he?
My husband.
Well, if she didn't see her husband's ghost, then what did Mrs. Merchant see?
When was the first time you saw your husband?
You mean after he died? The fuse box blew like it always did, and we flipped a coin like usual. Derek lost this time. There was a short in the wiring. He died instantly.
So when did you first see him after he died?
A few days after. around dinner.
Walter, why did you ask that question? How long had she lived here? What does it matter?
If her husband had this apartment, then it stands to reason that her husband's double may have this apartment on the other side. The universe is breaking apart at this very spot. That woman is seen through to the other side, mistaking the other Derek for her husband. It weakens it a little more.
Till it goes through.
Eventually, a vortex. A gaping hole that sucks in and obliterates everything around it. What took so long?
The FBI had transferred the case files to Massive Dynamic.
Which file?
Commuter bus attack several years ago.
How is that relevant?
How we would respond if a vortex opened up here, and how we would plug the breach.
Walter, please don't tell me that you're thinking.
What am I missing?
We would do the same thing as they did over there.
The government asked us to analyze this for its military properties. No one had ever seen anything like it before, so there was concern.
Are you really suggesting that the FBI encased that building in amber?
Yeah.
Perhaps the whole block. We'd be looking at mass hysteria.
I understand, but how do you think the public will react if that soft spot turns into a vortex?
Yeah,
a
then
black
we'll know.
hole that swallows up half of Brooklyn.
Well, you know more about this than any of us do.
Yeah.
What's the protocol they use over there?
Well, the Fringe team goes in and assesses the scope of the damage. Then they set a perimeter. They evacuate as many people as they can. And once the canister is in place, the gas is dispersed, and within seconds, the amber solidifies.
Walter still doesn't understand what's causing the incidents, but if this is a new soft spot, then why there? Why that building? If we could figure that out, maybe we could figure out how to stop it.
We've narrowed down the parameters based on your notes. And we think this mixture should replicate the compound you're looking for.
For a long time, I've been willing to think the worst of Waltonate. Now we're faced with the same decision. And I'm arguing that we do exactly what he did.
Yes.
What sort of person does that make me?
One who's asking the right questions.
You don't think he grappled with them too?
That last episode made me reevaluate Walton completely. It works.
Why can she see through to the other side? You can
'Cause
do
it's
it, but only
thin.
when your emotions are heightened. That emotional intensity is your trigger.
And why can she only
Fair
see her
point.
husband's double and not her own?
Maybe the other Alice lost the coin toss. She told you that they used to flip a coin to see who was going to have to go fix the fuse. Well, maybe the exact same thing happened on the other side, but on the other side.
The other way around.
Alice died instead of Derek.
Quantum entanglement, perhaps. Spooky action at a distance.
Einstein. Two objects interacting with each other even though they're separated by a great
By a
distance.
great distance.
I
Yeah.
had a way with words.
Is that the ambering device?
I've prepared a remote detonator so your agent won't get caught in it.
I think that there's another option. Short version. The woman who can see through to the other side. What if whatever freak accident that killed her husband over here also killed the wife over there? And this intense grief that they're both experiencing is somehow blending our universes together.
You're right, and this couple is responsible for what we are seeing, and it doesn't matter if they're inches apart or miles. The subatomic connection is the same. She needs to break that connection and let go on her own.
What do you suggest?
We convince her that it's not her husband that she's holding on to.
No wonder everyone moved out of this building.
He's already here. You're the only person that can stop it, but to do that, you need to let him go.
I won't do that.
How long do we have?
There's no way to know.
Sir, the device is in place. I want all teams behind the line immediately. Yes.
The man that you're seeing, he's from another place. He's from another world.
What are you talking about?
In his world, he lost his wife too. I know this sounds insane, but all those people that fell from the balcony, they all died because you two couldn't let go of each other.
Oh, you can hear him.
I can hear you.
Was that shimmering? Was that what I think it was?
Be on the other side.
We can all see it.
We all are.
Oh. Jeez.
Static electricity.
Dr. Bishop.
It's starting.
It's a vortex.
Yeah.
It's starting. Pull out the pin.
Evacuate now. Do you hear me? That's a direct order.
I can't. I just can't.
I know. But you've already had what most of us only dream of. A lifetime with the person that you love.
You have to let him go.
He's gone.
Alice, I miss you so much. And the girls miss you.
We never had children.
There you go.
Oh, sweet.
It's not him.
I'm not your wife.
Now she'll accept it.
Your wife is gone. And so's my Derek.
Different worlds, different choices.
Today wasn't a victory. Today was a vision of things to come. If the vortex had opened, I would be able to seal it. And then there would be new cracks, and we would seal those cracks, and those cracks in our universe would beget larger cracks. Over there, decades of research and funding. The best solution Walternet could come up with was this.
To disaster narrowly averted.
Or at least postponed.
Am I glowing?
Oh. Okay, I was not expecting that quick of a turnaround. Okay, so here's the thing. From what I've taken from that episode, I think the two universes are more interconnected than what they realised or we first realised, because that shouldn't have happened. If that really isn't an imminent wormhole going to open, just because she was willing to let him go, that it was based on feelings, and they're saying that the point where the hotel was, where she was and he was on the other side, is so wafer thin that that's why they could see each other. I don't just think that it's that the bond between the universes is wafer thin. I think they're actually connected. I don't know, I could be right, I could be wrong on that, but that was quite an unusual episode, because it gave us the intention that our side was actually starting to break down, and then them just being able to talk her down stopped it. Now that is not what has happened on the other side. The other side were actual completely clean breaches, wormholes, whatever you want to call it. They just said there that they were detecting a class 4 event, whatever that means, however devastating that means. But on our side, that's the first incident of it. Walter is convinced there's going to be more. I agree, I think there is. I think that was just, maybe that wasn't like a tear, that was just literally, as he said, a sign of things to come, and none of it was strong enough to break through at that point once that those two broke that bond. But next time it may have nothing to do with people or feelings, it may just happen. Very weird. Now then, Olivia has come round to the way of Peter's thinking faster than I actually thought she would do. She's willing to give this a try. Okay, I know the first time was in the middle of them doing this case, and she was frightened, and I think in general she's frightened of starting a relationship with Peter. One, just that's because of the type of person she is, and two, because of what has already taken place, for fear of it not working out and him preferring the other Olivia to our Olivia. But she has now, at the end of this episode, willing to give it another shot, and they've just gone upstairs together, which now gives us a very strange conundrum, because if they are now about to embark on the relationship that was supposed to be there at the beginning of this season, except it was for Olivia, not our Olivia, at some point I think Peter is going to find out that no matter how far he gets down the line with the relationship here with Olivia, he's going to find out that the other one is pregnant with his kid. I know there's no way of him knowing that right now, but it wouldn't be in the storyline if it's going to come out. And it would, you know, Walton and Olivia are now aware that Peter needs to probably be informed of it at some point, somehow, and Walton is fully aware that that's leverage that he can use to maybe get Peter back on his side, because we still have got this information from Sam that, depending on how Peter is feeling or vibrating at, I think he said, will determine on which universe survives. So it's in Walton's interest to make sure Peter is over there if the worst should come to the worst. And we need the opposite to happen. This machine device thing, and the fact that Peter is the centre of it, but he's at the centre of a love triangle of two identical women from opposing worlds. One he wants to have a relationship with, but started it with the wrong one. Now he's going to start it with the right one, but the other one's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? It's complex. I just want to see where it goes next. I had a feeling, though, right after that last episode of finding out that Olivia is pregnant, they would flip the coin and give us an episode on this side, and that's exactly what they did. Hopefully, the next one will be back over there, and we can find out some more as to what's going to happen next. So I'm going to leave it at that. It was an episode of the week, kind of, but completely tied in with the main storyline. I love how Fringe writers are able to do that. They can always continue the storyline whilst at the same time just putting people in it who are only going to be in it that once, and it's just that specific storyline as to what's happening to those people, like the people who fell from the balcony and the old woman, but they've nothing to do overall with the grand plan or storyline. But it's interweaved in, and they are so good at doing that. Right, that was episode 14, guys. I will be back with the next one very soon. Please don't forget to post your comments down below, turn your notifications on, and hit that sub. That way you know when the next one will be available. And if you want, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you for the next episode very soon. Till then, take care.